Have a brain of his own here, but let's see if OG will have a brain of their own and get us to a game number 3. The boys are going to take you through it. It'll be OD Pixel at 4.
Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 ready to go now between NAVI and OG. And Fog, the question is, I mean, coming to this second game, OG, they've just had a pretty rough showing in game 1. Are you a bit more hopeful for them this time around considering the drafts, or do you think they're going to have another struggle here against NAVI?
Last time, they were like, this might be a little bit of an OG draft, but we can't fight as much as we want to. I look at this draft. This draft is all about the battling. They don't have to wait for anything. This is like just run at you nonstop, Spirit Breaker charging, Monkey King hopping through trees, ET throwing spirits, Clockwork running in. This should be a very battle-heavy response from OG, I'd imagine.
And sort of on Navi's side of things, there's obviously some different heroes coming out. Some were taken away from the bans in this draft from OG. Any sort of heroes you're excited to see these players play? Anything you think is going to be very strong and worth watching out for some star plays?
A couple fun interactions. I mean, there's going to be some nice, I think the Infest Bombs can definitely be a big one. The Puck Lifestealer, we've seen that have some pretty good success. We have the Venge swap with the Coil as well. Pretty sweet. And then we also have Dark Willow versus a high majority of melee heroes. These Brambles are going to be problems. Monkey King, Spirit Breaker, Elder Titan, Clockwork, Morphling. It's pretty much all melee. Even Morphling, sure, he's got some slight range, but could definitely see these Brambles being pretty annoying for the side of them. They also have, what, Terrorize versus Monkey King, too? So Wukong's command gets dropped, you get feared, you can run out of it. It's a lot of different things. And the swap, too. So 2 different forms to be able to break the Monkey King ulti. There's a lot of fun stuff coming out from Navi.
Yeah, I think the big one's definitely going to be the swap coil and the fear coil.
Yeah,
Terrorize. That's going to be very, very strong in these fights once they get there. We'll see. If in these laning stages, Navi's going to be able to have as good a time as they did last game. Because you said what you reckon last game. Some of these lanes shouldn't have gone as well as they did for Navi.
I didn't think they would go that well. Topson he gave the kill to mid, right? He went for this dive plane, gave away a free kill to Doom. Bottom, I feel like actually was just well played by Navi from V-Tune, especially in that last one. So yeah, we'll see how this top one works. Double ranged versus this Monkey King. Sure, Monkey King's gotten the buffs of some armor, of course, in these last few patches, but you still suffer a lot versus these two, especially with Blightstone. We're seeing it already kicking off.
That damage here, yeah, for just the two of them. One hit away from nearly dying. He's hitting the treants out. In fact, mid one.
One more hit.
The dodge. He keeps the very nice. Give it a pog. Mid one there with the mischief. Keeping that salve going good.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, yeah, this top lane is probably going to be pretty rough. Mid one, that's huge there for them. I wonder what skill build he's going to go for. I've seen a couple of times with some weird ones when you're playing versus double range. But yeah, top lane it should be with Spirit Breaker and Monkey King onto these two.
Well, he's going to be able to build it up. Take quite a hit here. And he's already used the Boundless, of course, so no straight up reliability to heal himself up. Roger into the Shadow Realm.
Will he miss his dodge? Let's see. He will.
Oh, he's doing good with that. Anyway, meanwhile, down on the bottom lane, fight kicking off. Dive in, Sax will be the first to draw the kill, but they've used the life in return. And top lane, they do get Roger with these body blocks as well from Notes out. At least allow him one to build up that Jingu again. Allow him to keep himself pretty much full HP with the heals that are going to be coming in from those hits, but already action kicking off on these side lanes.
I mean, they're all things considered like Jingu stacks, especially versus Nature's Prophet, you're just full healing. It's actually being okay.
No,
bottom, we didn't get to talk about too much the ET versus Lifestealer matchup. I quite do like having the Lifestealer versus ET. To actually take advantage too much versus him. He just turns and hits you, open wounds. He just heals versus the damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of the thing, right? Last game, if they weren't able to slow V-Tune down with the lane setup they had there, I mean, this one you wouldn't consider any scarier for a Lifestealer, right? This should be easier for V-Tune.
Yeah, I mean, he has to just be a little bit careful around this level 3 that Seb has hit. This is a big power spike here for Seb, but they can always play around it. With the stuns, with the rage, and open wounds, you have a lot of different options.
Top lane, no, so coming in with the charge, but more to follow up. Mid lane, but we're seeing Iceberg. He is doing very well on these first few waves already. 13 to 8 against the 8 for 3 of Topson. I mean, is that just expected early on? It's very hard to sort of play with the high agi because of the constant burst of a puck. You've got to be careful.
Yeah, it was actually, I was going to talk about it a little bit later, but it was from the start, laning phase, our first wave, Iceberg, he got a much better block. Topson had it all the way pushed onto his side. Iceberg hit level 2 right away. Topson was level 1. So he bullied him really hard the first few waves.
Oh yeah, the knock-on effects from that starting of the mid lane definitely showing the good CS that Iceberg continues to have and that advantage against Topson's Morph. It
will start to shift a bit as that Morphling gets some levels, but yeah, top.
They're trying to charge in and one held back by the Brambles though. Gonna go for anything more. Throwing out the Boundless. Some good body blocks here from the Treants. In fact, fantastic body blocks here. N0tail taking a lot of damage. Can they finish up the kill? They can. They're going to be able to get it. Mid-one trying to run in onto General. General trying to maneuver his way around the Brambles. Mid-one's got to step back. Another root's out. Mid-one, he's in trouble. They've got a Shadow Realm hit coming in as well. Is it enough? This time Mid-one unable to dodge it. So takes the hits. He will live, but incredibly low HP. Yeah, still got the Jingu stacks up and we'll be able to drop a Boundless. And meanwhile, what happened over there? Iceberg, he's just killing off a Clockwork Fog.
Soxa checks bottom rune. DD spawns pop. Iceberg just fights him. Wait for it.
Both teams just constantly trying to fight it. General, he's going to go for the TP out. Mid-one tries to find it, but the TP out is already done. They're charging in on a Roger. N0tail will give him the bash bot. Mid-one able to live, and General, not dying either. Quite that attempt. He's straight back to the lane.
Final General again.
They got him! Iceberg got him! It's straight up with the silence. Topson stepped up to the high ground. Just a quick waning rift and an illusory orb. It was just caught too low on the HP. Top lane, they're charging in. They're looking for General. The Brambles in place. Mid-one jumping down. This time will get the kill. Gonna take a few hits from the tower, but he's able to take it off with the mischief and step away. We'll kill General, but that mid lane, I mean, Topson, he struggled in game 1 against Iceberg. He's struggling again here in game 2.
Yeah, all those small little things trade off. The kill on Soxa actually ended up working, even though Soxa, he was trying to waste the DD rune originally from what happened a minute and a half ago. As kills all over the place continue.
Seb, let's get all. The ones always want to fly. D-Tune onto the 2 of them. I mean, still in this bottom lane, as we've seen Seb and Saxa, they have been able to kill Always Want to Fly off the fact that the 3 times now. It does seem like a bit of a similar story to last game, right? Because they were doing this. They were killing the supports, but the cores remained able to get free farm in their lanes. And that certainly is the case here for Vici. 32 and 11 at 6 minutes in on his safe lane. He doesn't really mind if the Disruptor's dying. In fact, it's kind of nice. He's getting solo XP.
Disruptor? I mean the Venge.
Venge, mix the games on.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the reason I was saying like the life steal is so good versus ET is not just in the lane where you can always open wound, you can turn. It's in the mid game too. You build phase boots plus armor, you build armlet plus armor, and just pretty much everything that you build up always just feels good playing into that ET. And yeah, off to a phenomenal start here for the mid and the bottom. However, top mid one is doing a lot better than I thought he was going to.
Oh yeah, he is. I mean, already finding this early action and. You know, they're having to push it to the edge to do so, as we're seeing these kills that happen right underneath the towers. Try for General. A bit of a slow on with the Primal Spring. General is underneath the tower here. Let's see if they can continue to do this against the hits from the tower. Boundless strike down onto General. Mid-one tries to make his way around. The Sprout holds him back momentarily, but Mid-one's able to cut himself out with the Quelling Blade. Still can't finish the kill though. General's got the movement speed to make it away, and N0tail, he'll be found here. Roger, actually not enough damage with the Shadow Realm, but still able to take him out with that further last hit. Mid-one, can you get the kill in return? These Treant blocks from General, giving some space for Roger. Roger pops the Fairy Fire, but the Boundless Strike comes up. Mid-one will pick up another kill in this lane now. 2-0-1 on the Monkey King. Down bottom, Seb and Saxa, once again for the 4th time in the laning phase, finding Always Wanna Fly as they do continue to punish the support of NAVI.
Now V2 is a bit alone here. He has the Infest, so he should be fine, but taking a little bit of a beating as he is left completely alone down there. And yeah, we're seeing OG. Flames are still doing pretty well, and mid is fully recovered. Even though Topson died and Iceberg got that kill gave to him, Topson's actually ahead in net worth over the puck.
I mean, now sort of comes the point, right? He's got these double Wraith bands. It's going to be between the lane and the jungle and farming those camps in a way that, as a puck, you're just not going to be able to keep up with Morph at this stage.
This charge work, Iceberg. He gets himself a DD. No Tail's going to keep chasing it, but stop. Yeah, now Midwin's going to get this free farm top as General can't pressure him unless Roger's there. And this is all like everything is just evening out and looking pretty decent for OG.
Looking to maybe jump Topson mid, but he's keeping enough HP up that it's going to be hard. Already starting to shift Jet. They can't quite do it between the two of them at this stage. He's going to be fine. Bottom lane. Charge. It's going to be held off. Continue on to V-Tune.
It's an ambitious one.
Is under attack.
Iceberg's going to look to make a play with the coil. He wants to try and slow down mid one. Knows that he's having a good start in the Monkey King. Wants to make sure that this first use of the Dream Coil is onto the carry of OG. Bottom lane.
Always want to fly again.
It looks like he'll go down once more. Another kill for Seb, dominating 4-0-1. Strong start for him. Same time up top, Iceberg. The gank will be successful. Going on to mid one and able to punish him whilst the rest of OG are making that move down bottom. So that time round, NAVI at least able to do something with the time that was taken by OG to kill off Always Wanna Fly for yet another time. They know that mid one's alone and they punish that.
Yeah, I like the big usage of the double ultis there. The puck coil plus the Wrath of Nature. Topson will eat some harassment mid, but he'll be fine. And yeah, we're seeing V-Tune. He's not getting slowed down, per se, but he is playing into a game that does feel much harder this time around as a life stealer. He's versus so many different counters. There's 2 different BKB piercing disables, but 3 actually if you include the Earth Splitter. Actually, yeah, 3, sorry, including the Earth Splitter. Yep. And he has to just deal with natural hero matchups. The Morphling and the Monkey King, phenomenal versus Lifestealer in the game. So OG, I feel like they've done a really good job in this laning phase, and as things progress, you know, that Lifestealer is not going to look as scary.
Well, we've got 10-minute runes coming in. Roger and General, they're looking to fight mid one up top. Mid one will be able to pick up the rune. Curse Crown connects to the Bramble, as well as Always Wanna Fly, turning up with a magic missile. They'll take down mid one.
Back-to-back deaths.
Over with the invis. Pretty able to grab the rune. Yeah, take 6. Much that Saxa can do here.
Mid one can't TP out the lanes now, though. 30 seconds. It'll still be on cooldown actually about for 20 when he does respawn. So top tower, this should be a good movement for Navi to actually pressure this one here.
Yeah, they're really doing the job of slowing down mid one.
It's Saxa. He found Always Wanna Fly again.
Managed to find him, was keeping on top of him during that invis. Dreamcore's going to be dropped down from Iceberg, only onto Saxa. And with the Nature's Wrath, if they got enough to get the kill, they don't. Saxa's going to be fine for now. Iceberg has to jump away as OG had the 4 of them moving in on him mid.
Not bringing enough forces here in Navi. They're really looking to take that tower top, but they want to defend this mid tower. They got to bring like at least 3-4 heroes here to stop this.
Roger. Terrorize, keeping it held on to General. TPing over, and with that presence of the Prophet.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's just a little too much for OG to push into now, so keep the tier 1 mid alive. Mid 1 back on the map. He's moved down bottom, trying to take the tier 1 down here. TPs from Navi being used towards mid. We'll see if they do actually turn and try and hold that bottom lane.
No coil for 20 because Iceberg's using it there, though. So it does look like they're going to give up the tower for free. And just also lingering around the mid area, just kind of waiting for something to happen. OG getting more out of the map there. As they split away, finish up the level 6 No Tail. He now has his BKB piercing. Disable with the Nether Strike, and trying to Topson.
Trying to go for that. They've got the Bedlam damage, but Waveform's back up. Topson able to time it with the crown, so he's outbound. Let's strike on the 2 of the mid one's in. But Iceberg, multiple ways of getting out. Let's get caught out by the charge. Won't be the case, though, as No Tail. Back by the Brambles. That's the timing for V-Tune. So Armlet's done. V-Tune's going to be a lot happier turning up the fight. In fact, here we go. The Dream Coil down on the 2 of them. Red one. He's going to snap it straight away. The Terrorize comes out. V-Tune's able to clean up the Monkey King. Now he's going to turn over towards Seb. Seb, Cursed Crown. He's trying to get himself back up toward the tower. Nice jukes around the Bramble. Gets him underneath the tier 1 and away from danger. Seb will live. But we're starting to see the plays come out now that the 6 has been hit. Roger, that combo with Iceberg. It's going to be incredibly disruptive to play against. I mean, Dream Coil and Terrorize, there's not really much that OG's heroes can do against that at this point of the game.
Yeah, even just a swap too can come in as well. We saw Always Wanna Fly was in position for it too if he did have an opportunity to get in range. Yes, it's always going to be an element in this game pre-BKBs that they're going to have to be worried about. And it's, you know, blink on puck so early on. Iceberg, he's going to get the action off every single time, and we have to imagine that in the further states, it's going to be a Lifestealer infested him in most of these ganks too, so the damage,
sure,
the pop is going to be very
chase.
high.
And look at this as well for Vichin. Are you a fan of this one?
Love it.
Armlet into Skadi. You're against a Morph, you're against a Monkey King. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, it's, you know, his damage potential is going to be a lot lower because of it, but hey, the longer the fights go, this is going to make him a lot stronger. We'll see if it pays off. It might be an item that ends up just being kind of useless in a way. But it feels like it'll be good.
Monkey King and a Morph, though, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be incredibly annoying having that slow as he stays on top of you.
But it feels like it should be pretty strong, yeah. It's a really awkward life stealer item, though.
Yeah, I guess it depends how much he gets after it all, but still, you know, I don't know, 40% reduction of the lifesteal on the Jingo.
Yeah. I mean,
and of course,
it sounds amazing. They get the chain stun.
Very nicely done there with the cogs. Keeping that constant disable onto Iceberg, taking him out. And that should be enough for OG to finish off this tier 1 mid.
Radiant
The fortification without the puck up and the Dream Core to start things. Likely that Navi's going to be able to push them away.
Pretty big mistake by Navi not being prepared for that move there. They had everything, and they were even sitting around the mid area with Always Want to Fly. I actually didn't see if he backed up for a smoke or something, but I felt like that was a situation where they should have at least saved Iceberg and given away the support life. That's pretty huge momentum for OG. Now they can look to punish as the downtime is here.
Vichin's the big one.
Dire are
Kind of a hard hero to catch.
Yeah.
Want to go for it. Not going to step up into this triangle.
All 5 of Navi.
Yeah.
Best at the ready.
Middle tower is under
Maximal
attack.
silence with this blink dagger. Topson. Still no Manta. He's very susceptible to get burst.
Feels
Ready to break the smoke.
Straight over. For Topson, but they'll turn towards No-Tail instead. The hook shot comes across. No-Tail caught in the root. He is taken out. Can they find more? Nature's Wrath coming around all of them. Everyone's going to jump over the fear. Pushing back Saxa. V-Tune steps in onto the clockwork, trying to chase him down, but Saxa's too fast. Saxa's able to step out away. And now V-Tune's got to run. He's got the armlet toggles. Is he going to be able to toggle his way through this? He's trying. He's doing a good job with it as well, but it's not quite good enough. As OG will claim it.
They might even get chased. Topson, he's looking for more. He can't find it, but a move that Navi feels they're forced to do because they have the smoke, they have their blink, they have all these different abilities up, but it's in such an aggressive place. OG's so ready for it. The 2 supports perfectly prepared.
Yeah.
And then Topson, when he's playing versus Puck, we see what he can do. He's not targeted, he gets the morph off, and then he has absurd catch. He has a silence for the life stealer. He has different ways to get on these targets. Over-aggressive move by Navi gets real punished.
As they can keep Topson safe. Topson into these fights is going to be able to clean up pretty big.
Yeah, they have to initiate on him. I feel like in most of these fights, it has to be Iceberg jumping on either the Morphling or on the Elder Titan. He can't start on the Spirit Breaker or the Clockwork. If I see him getting, like, if he gets the coil on those 2, then the fight's probably going to start zapping. He has to get on top of these two big heroes in the back.
And they've spotted General. General in a whole lot of trouble. They're charging in. Topson looking to burst him. Always Want to Fly with the swap to the side. General still going to get hit by the ult of No-Tail. And now Always Want to Fly. He'll die as well. Saxon and Seb running down. Some scrappy moves here from Navi. Getting punished by OG. It's OG. They're turning into the killers here in game 2.
Every time they see somebody, No-Tail gives them the vision with the charge.
Burst Iceberg. They are in. Topson, nice moves. Turning into the puck there to utilize Iceberg's silence against himself. The fear just set up for V-Tune to take No-Tail. Again, the cause of OG, they're able to walk away. Very, very nice fast moves there from Topson that whilst he's just got a blinker, are going to cause issues for Iceberg. Anytime he's in with the stolen Waning Rift, Topson's going to be able to set up for that puck kill very easily.
Yeah, he didn't. You could see he was like, wait, what? What just happened to me? You could tell he was totally panicked. He was just trying to predict around the charge play. Nice plays from Topson and OG again as, yeah, we're really starting to see them kick off here. And we're starting to see, you know, Navi lineup is starting to fall apart here as thought General, but they'll back away.
Not for you.
Yeah, the 2 supports are just having a lot harder time this game just moving around, in particular with their offlaner. Always Want to Fly. He's up to 8 deaths this game as the Venge.
Yeah, where we're seeing just in comparison to game one, cores like mid one just having such a different game. This time, mid one, despite the fact that they did hunt him down those few times up top, his landing timings are still strong. He's got a BKB, and now in the mid, they're ready for the setup. Always want to flies in with a save. B-Tune's out of harm's way, and OG won't push forward anymore.
Navi can't lose. They can't lose these next few fights. They have a puck on their team with a blue dagger. Like, this guy's not going to be farming at all. If Navi loses like fight, I feel like this game just might be almost unwinnable for them. OG has a triple core that's farming super well. Navi has a slight dual core. Like, Puck is not a hero that scales very well at all. The only thing he can really do is go for Ags, which he is queuing up, but yeah, I'm already feeling pretty concerned for Navi if they don't start really kicking up the pace. And yeah, OG's already got the tools to actually fight into them. BKB and Manta are finished on the 2 big cores.
Oh yeah, they're ready to fight any opportunity, OG.
Uh-oh. Yeah, this is looking real hard for Navi.
Navi's players here. G. Mid.
Got the vision down already too, OG. Everyone here claimed around the sidelines too. Roger. Be careful.
They're going to try and start things down to life steal. He needs help and he needs a quick always want to flies out to get him with the swap, but the blue card's coming down. Dream card is in there, but Beachu's still trapped. He jumps into the creep for the infest. He's trying to get away from mid one and Topson, and he will be able to do so. He'll live. So all in all, I mean, only losing the Venge there is probably the best outcome that the Navi could have hoped for from that.
But they had to use Coil defensively. They had to... Everything is just being forced defensively. And OG, now they're just going to back up, farm the whole map. Yeah, this is looking extremely difficult. They haven't been able to find pretty much any pickoffs with their Blink and Fest combos. They haven't found anything with their Orchid of General either.
Yeah,
and like we said, there's already counters. With OG, they've already got all the counters to deal with these things too.
We're seeing, of course, Topson, I imagine, going for the Ags. I mean, what's he going to be? What sort of plays is he looking to make with the Ags this game as the Morph, do you think?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, he can always just turn into the Willow anyway, so I guess the Ags just gives him the actual Willow benefit for the attack speed out of Shadow Realm.
On him.
Iceberg.
Save him with the swap, the stomp.
Oh.
It's going to be dodge, hook shots in though, and they've got him again.
And next is the charge.
Let's go get a hit. Just want to fly. Dove straight upon OG, just the 5 of them running in onto him. And it is really starting to look a little rough here for Navi. Down 3k, but just the fact, as you said, that the cores that are in play. Iceberg 3, 4, and 2. Such a different game for him this time around on the puck in comparison to what he was able to do on the Doom last game.
Uh-oh, B-Tune should be able to get away. He's very close to his base, but yeah, we're seeing Navi's just forced into their base. We're not seeing, they're unable to really make any moves. And always want to fly is just, he's just dying. He's unable to do anything as his Venge this game. Just 10 deaths is just... Oof.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's almost surprising that OG isn't further ahead in gold. You know, with the way that the game's going, it feels like Navi should be further behind in terms of what they're picking up. But I guess just as it's been, General has been able to find space while this is going down. And Feature's still hitting those timings as he's top of the board. He's got the Skadi complete. They're going to look to make a move of this, but again, Sax in a position to break the smokes. They're jumping upon him. They can take him down, but the Cogs are out. They're ready to fight this project. Let's get the fear out onto a few of them. Feature cutting his way out. The Cogs, he's got to get out of here. Doesn't want to find the wound until leave. Always want to fly behind again.
Radiant structures are
every time. It's the supports. It's either the Clockwork or the Spirit Breaker breaking the smoke, getting coiled, and they don't care. If they die, it's great. B2 unable to get into the action, unable to get into the backlines every time, and OG, they're just getting these items that are just going to full counter and further counter this Lifestealer.
Yeah. It's going to be a very hard game indeed for B2. Yeah, despite the fun that he does have, he's got a lot to deal with. Mid one closing in on the MKB, and of course Topson, once that Ags is out, the fun is going to start for him. As you mentioned, almost certainly down to just being able to utilize that Ags Willow benefit.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe he turns into like the ET and stuff for the Spirit combo.
Well, that's what I was saying to you, because if you do turn into the ET and get the Astral out and bring it back, you still maintain the Astral damage buff whilst it's within you, and do you also get the rage of it?
Do you get the BKB of it? I actually don't think I've seen this.
I think you probably do, right?
I think there's a buggy
like
interaction with it, but I mean, we'll see. Because I remember there being a weird interaction with it where you don't technically have the buff.
Oh, what, when you're in the morph,
so when you
actually turn
switch
back
to
Morphling?
we'll see, because I've seen it. It was bugged for a bit, but we'll see if it actually does work. I mean, we'll see if it even gets to that point. Navi. Trying to get the position in here.
Jump. So we can burst it, but Mid-One's quick with the BKB. They can't take him down, and now with No-Tail charging it over towards Vichun. Vichun is going to look towards No-Tail, see if he can find the Spirit Breaker. No-Tail's able to be saved, though, with the Glimmer. He's alive. He's able to get the ult up onto Vichun. No-Tail does still fall. Terrorize still being held onto by Roger. And Vichun, he's going to need some help. He's going to need it quick. In it comes. Topson Manta dodges the Terrorize. He'll be able to stand his ground, help Mid-One take down Vichun. Over to General they go. Seb's able to cancel the TP with a stomp. And a stomp it really is turning into, as once again OG winning these team fights. Na'Vi desperately trying to come out, hunt for action, but they're just too far behind, it seems, as they just cannot enable this lifestealer right now. There's too many hazards in the game.
Yeah, I honestly, like, there's a lot of times where I know people have seen, I've seen them like talking about how Mid-One doesn't buy BKB. Mid-One bought BKB this game and it was perfect. Like, there's literally nothing Na'Vi can do. They can't target the 2 cores. They just have to keep settling for supports that they try to catch, and they just keep getting slammed in the fights over and over again. Great item choices coming out from OG.
Oh, I love this part.
Making this one look much easier, and it's just feeling like, you know, they're forcing Na'Vi to make these errors, but Na'Vi, they have to try to do something. They know that they're just getting outscaled.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Vichun is still trying his best to hold his position up there, but he's being taken over by both Mid-One and Topson. And if the game continues to go as it has been, and he's going to fall further behind, kills are just going to become even harder and harder for Na'Vi to find. Considering just how big OG's heroes are getting. There it is, Topson. Ags is done. It's on its way out.
Sweet.
So now we get to see what sort of magical plays Topson wants to dance around the team fights with.
Tower is under attack.
With my thanks.
Alrighty.
The seeds of waters rise.
Oh, he also has Spirit Break. He has the Bulldoze.
Oh, so he wants to use the Bulldoze. I mean,
I
it's...
forgot about that one.
I guess the Bulldoze...
Status resist. And you get the charge cooldown down to 6.
All right, yeah.
And he's gonna get the CDR challenge as well. Okay, way cooler.
Oh, here we go.
I forgot about the Bulldoze one. I remember they talked about it at TI last year.
I mean, how do you stop him when he's Bulldoze?
It's 70% status reduction on a Morphling. There's just no way you stop him. I forgot about that one. As into Roche they go, Navi cannot do anything about it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
Have to just attempt to play the farm game, as we've seen. You know, in general, that's all he's really been trying to do. He knows this is literally the best thing that he can do, is really just get farmed on this nation's property to try to scale. They have the Ags at least on the puck, so I feel like Iceberg, he's at his absolute peak now of strength. And I don't know if they're going to be able to fight back. They do at least have a DD in Vichun's bottle for the next fight, but it's definitely going to be a hard one.
Let's see what they had to. Na'Vi keeping themselves close to one another around mid. Charging on Iceberg. In from across the map.
Look how far back they have to play. Only Vichun can show his face at the moment.
Yeah, for defending these tier 2s is going to be pretty impossible for Na'Vi.
Nice stack by Roger. You know, that's a good usage of your time. He stacks the enemy Ancients for Vichun to farm at the 27-minute mark, so some neutral items too available. And nothing else you could do, right? As here's the charge coming in.
Oh, the Manta dodge as well. No chance for a magic missile connection as Topson.
Radiant's top tower
that's
is
dirty.
under attack.
General is probably even... Now that's 2 Spirit Breakers you're playing versus Nature's Prophet. The bane of your existence already. Now there's double. Roger trying to cut some waves here. And he's going to get hook shot. Very well, Roger.
It's getting messy. It's getting rough here for Navi. This is OG. I mean, they're certainly getting their revenge for what happened in game one.
Top tower is under
attack. You know, game one absolutely just a Navi show through and through. Here in game two, it's sort of back to business here for OG.
It's so weird how like it's only 7k gold lead, but it feels like it's like a 30. It feels like a 25,000 gold lead or more. Yeah.
Just because of it just feels like within the last 15 minutes, Navi haven't really been able to make a move that's worked out at a net gain for them.
Yeah, they're just countered. They just can't kill the core heroes at all. Like the Lifestealer or the Monkey King and the Morphling will never die. They can kill these support heroes, maybe. No, they can't.
But now General, he's a little bit close. They get the swap off to the side. Now BKB's out from mid when he steps over towards General. Topson zips in with the waveform. Turns into always want to fly. Choose the magic missile against him. As always want to fly. Will be chased down by the two of them. Double kill for mid one. They're due on the side.
Maybe
see if they can take down Seth. Have they got the damage to do so? They will.
Okay.
They'll take him out. The Wukong's command is down, but Viku's able to step to the side, get away from this all. He's looking to try and run away from the two of them. They're in, silence out, but there's the terror ride. Very nicely done by Roger coming in from the side. They do have the glimmer kick. Shouldn't have safe. The dust is out, but Viku caught out by the boundless. Burst down. They've got the silence on No-Tail. They will manage to get another, but now General's got to run. Mid one and Topson, they're hunting. Is there anything Iceberg can do to help? As General, he gets the sprout off, trying to use the treants to block them away, but Topson turns into the Monkey King. There's a double Monkey King action coming in as they both pounce in onto General. Just yet again, it's just one of those games where Topson and Midborn, they've got the farm, and they're just not going to die now.
They're looking for Midborn. Trying to be sneaky here, shooting the brambles.
The coil back up. Also have the Bedlam damage. Hookshot holds Roger to the side though. Can he get in onto Mid1? It doesn't matter. Mid1's BKB's back up and ready to pop. As Mid1 holds his ground, godlike on the Monkey King.
And that's V2, and he turned up with a DD. He's able to get the quick kill onto Seth, but afterwards, no further control. And they just, like we said, the two heroes that have just so many different things to play around and just great core matchups. They dance on him. Topson turns into Venge, stuns him, just keeps swapping around between heroes and has extra forms of control even more for this Lifestealer.
Pretty much got the satanic done. So even if they do get caught by these Dream Coil combos, which potentially would have been the strongest part of Navi's lineup, he's almost certainly not going to die during them, even with Vision on top of it. Here's Lane Topson, lies in the rage to hold his ground against Vichun. Vichun giving a good bit of a punch back, but just not the lockdown to stop Topson from being able to get away every single time.
I mean, we see like V2, he's still very far. Like even his items, he's got the Death Soul, the Scott, he's got an Orb of Destruction too, so even more fun. He's slow and some extra minus armor, but it's just you feeling the rest of the lineup not being well-rounded around him versus what they're up against.
He's just got to carry so hard against the lineup that's got two carries. They're in an incredible spot right now. 17k, 16k.
There's an easy one if they can get it here.
Oh, jump in. Get out the back, but Saxa coming in with a hook shot. Always want to fly, swapping Vichun off to the side. Allows him to walk back in with a rage. Take down Seb. Now,
here goes the initiation.
No-Tail's
in.
Charging over, there's going to be a buyback from Seb. No-Tail controlling Vichun here with the ultimate. Vichun still trying to run over to the side. Mid-1 to Saxa, so they'll run down the easy kill. Looks always want to fly, they'll get him. Doesn't mean that Vichun's granted the space to retreat. He will live. Yet another death, and he's starting to hit those ridiculous numbers here on the support deaths. 16 deaths on Always Want to Fly this game, and the game's not over yet.
Radiant's middle tower is under
I think he's been dead more than alive this game. OG, no mercy for Always Want to Fly.
Radiant's middle tower has
Toward the high ground now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Is that I guess that's the Spirit Breaker voice line? Topson just used.
I guess it is, isn't it? That's smart. That's the big play there with the more function as they're into the base. Vichun trying to turn, but the charge fire will catch him. Rage will now come to an end. The Dream Coil out. Do they have the combo? Wukong's command to swap onto Nimble, but he's still in the ult. So the command keeps on going. Kills off Always Want to Play yet another time. Topson diving in, finds Iceberg, closes the fountain. They'll turn onto Topson. He mounted for the fears there. They've caught Topson and they're taking taking him out. Topson down for 90. Then I look towards Mid1 trying for the TP out, but the Magic's a long one. Hey, they're going to be able to kill him. The TP not able to finish in time. In general, he's already out on the map searching for more. Looking at what Seb brings Vtune in. Seb tries for the TP out, but Vtune's got the damage. Vtune, he just killed each and every core of OG. Seb's dead, Mid1's dead, Topson's dead, and guess what, Fog? None of them have got buyback. They're dead for a full over a minute. Navi's just being given an opportunity to turn this around. OG were diving the base. They hadn't taken any tier 3s. They hadn't even taken the tier 2s on the side lane.
They got punished for what? Quad buyback? 3x buyback at least from Navi? And yeah, Vtune, he's able to hold his ground. I was just watching them just sticking on the targets slowly for one. Now in general.
They should be able to get the profit here, but maybe Vtune and Always Wanna Fly could clean some of them up. No-Tail trying for the TP out, but the swap's there. He opens wounds. Serving it onto Vtune, but the magic missile's there, controlling No-Tail. No-Tail trying to charge away, he's running. And in fact, he's just going to go and make it out of there. Charge over towards mid, will keep him alive. Vtune trying to chase this, but with a glimmer. And no detection on Vtune himself. No-Tail will be able to slip away.
They went for both and got neither. They coiled the clockwork, and then the other initiation happens on the Spirit Breaker. Okay. Both supports get a kill and get out on a core when 3 of their cores are dead. Navi can't make that mistake when you finally get a chance to come back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
As they don't even get the tier 2 out of it.
No, they did not get as much as I feel they may have hoped for with that timer where all 3 cores of OG were dead. And now the game, of course, falls into, you know, not that it wasn't already, but back into a very scary position for Navi. Because as you mentioned, with all those buybacks being used last fight, they're not going to be here for the next time that OG comes diving them in the base.
No, definitely not. And it was OG definitely feeling themselves a little bit as, you know, Topson was shifting into other heroes using voice lines from their master tier. And they're just having some fun with it, it did feel. Vtune, he's still got the Bastard finished up now too, so he's got a pretty good item timing of now he can actually fight toe-to-toe with these guys. A little bit more control versus that Morphling and Monkey King. Still feels like it's just him really versus the world, but that a pretty decent peak.
It's a very scary 5 minutes for Navi. They lose one of their heroes here. OG's probably going to get the space to just close this game 2 out.
They have potential for a lot of fun plays though on Navi, right? We still have the chances now for like the coil, the swaps, and it's Ag's coil. So these stuns, they last an insane amount of time. They still have the potential for the fear coils as well. I mean, there's still some slight potential.
Because there's also possibility as well, right? If Navi's able to conduct it in the manner that they have Puck, the Venge, and the Willow back, holding the high ground with their coils, the terrorizers, and whilst the Prophets bringing the lifesteal across the map, the Deso and the AC, there's a lot of wrap potential from Navi if they find it in the side lanes.
Ah, that's definitely fair too. Seb have his axe finished up yet? Finally. It's taking him quite some time. Yeah, he does have it finished. So now Seb,
I'll be at least with 1 extra life to back them up on the high ground defense.
Yeah, and let's see how everything ends up turning out here. As the double catapult wave is pushing and hitting that OG tower pretty hard right now. Also those treants from General. Now we see him, he's also microing a treant, so he's actually going to cut the wave with 1 treant so they can actually force somebody back. And now they're going to go. So they forced the hero back, and this is the perfect move for Navi.
Dire's top tower.
They can actually find a big target here. They have that 1 ward here. Not giving them any information just yet. They see a rocket, and now they'll see Seb.
Time is Jules up. Navi in a bit of an awkward spot. They've got to drop down the Wukong's Vtune. He's trapped in the cogs. Can he get his way out? Will manage to run away. Always Wanna Fly is going to be the distraction. They're leaving behind. Vtune's that's going to turn over towards No-Tail. Can he take down the Spirit Breaker? He can. Vtune is able to pick up the kill, but there's 3 dead on Navi. None of these heroes will buy back. Vtune's trying to run. Can he escape these 4 heroes? It doesn't look like he can. He's surrounded. Vtune taken out. And they should be able to just run this down mid and at least take a couple of sets of barracks away from Navi as they're only going to be able to hold with Vtune and with General here for pretty much a minute.
So many of these fights just feel like they kick off the same. They blink, they coil the target gets Yules, he lands, all of OG is there, and they turn the fight. Even that time, they finally did do the swap on the Yules target. They actually brought him out of Yules, but it wasn't in range to break the coil, and by then OG was all in the area.
Barracks are under attack.
OG will take the mid-tracks. See if they feel that they've got time to to eye up the racks on the bottom lane as the tier 2 is down. They're sweeping over. Beechun still holding on to his buyback. Maybe he's feeling that without the full lineup alive, it's unlikely that he's able to do anything himself.
OG is pretty right. Yeah, he definitely needs the coil. He needs everything for them to try to do anything.
No fountain diving this time around for OG. They'll play the objectives, continue to push themselves further and further towards the victory here in this game too. It's 2 sets of racks taken away from NAVI.
Shot, OG. They can pretty much do anything, it feels like, now in this game. NAVI, even when they catch heroes isolated, they can't kill them in time.
We do see Beechun, he is going for the dream. Okay, he's going for that rapier.
It does feel like he needs that and more. As he's missed 6 seconds of rage, don't feel like it's enough time for her to kill targets ever.
Around the pit. No contest here from NAVI.
Keeping a defensive Wukong, just in case for mid one.
It was some good arch round here by NAVI. I mean, who's going to be taking the Minotaur? Do you think you still hold the Orb of Destruction over anything else on Beechun, or are some of these later tier items going to be more favourable for the Lifestealer?
Oh god, I don't even know what he needs at this point. It feels like he needs too much. I don't even know what helps him more. He just needs any type of damage. I think this is the best one at the moment.
Damage, yeah. Oh baby, and Topson, he's picked up some 2 lovely items, a full Daedalus and a Spell Prism.
Oh my god.
So now that talent. Yeah, that bulldoze, it's going to have an incredibly high uptime.
It might be 100% uptime. Okay, 3-second downtime.
And that's pretty much as good as it ever gets, yeah. Roger. Topson's in with a charge. They take him down. Topson, he's off to the side of the waveform and also was able to dodge the Dream Coil with that waveform. Goes towards General. General is trying to run with the Minotaur Horn. Turns with the disarm, but he's already been beaten out. Seb punches down, always want to fly. Beechun, he's on the retreat, but they're going to come hunting for him. The charge. Topson can find him. Beechun's still running. A rage up in a second. Hook shot off the mark. The charges, the bashes. Beechun has nothing to stay alive here. OG 26k up now, 45-23. Again, as we saw, just NAVI brought the battle in game 1, and OG, they were able to rise to the challenge here in game 2 as it's looking increasingly more and more impossible for NAVI to turn this one around.
Radiant's
having
top
fun now.
tower is under attack.
As Monkey King plus Morphling, he just jumped across the whole map in a matter of seconds.
No, he's living the dream. He can essentially just play 2 of his favorite heroes.
It's actually so crazy because you get the cast range from the, your Aghanims and everything, and just being able to morph. So the Scepter bonus cast range, it actually feels like he has the Monkey King talent. The Primal Tree Dance cast range. He's just jumping from the same distance.
Here comes some buybacks. Roger. On the side, they do get the coil. Swap as well. They manage to find out. Mid-one can first before the other. Put the cheese on the Satanic. They are able to do so. They kill him off. Topson's in on the General, Roger. But the Terrorite doesn't catch Topson, though. Topson's alive. Beechun turns towards Saxon. Saxon's pretty tanky, though. Beechun trying his best to kill him off, but he can't do so. The stop comes in from Seb, and it's the full-on Beechun hammers there as well. Beechun taken out by the charge by as Roger, who does manage to bring down the Morphos, but they're calling it. Beechun's dead for 2 minutes. They know they cannot hold this any longer as OG. They really do punch back hard in this game 2 after being beaten down in